how's it going? Whoa, why is everything all black and white?
It's noir, Ellen. It's the new aesthetic. Remember how much fun we had talking about Detective Pikachu's gritty adventures last week? Detective Pikachu is one tough son of a bee drill. You gotta be, because in Pokemon City you either grow up tough or you don't grow up at all. Never been much for company, Detective Pikachu. Save the boys, of course. Jim Beam and Johnny Walker. Besides, black and white has a lot of advantages. It's moody, it's cool, makes it harder to spot eyeliner.
Yeah, well, wait. Eyeliner? James, turn the colour back on. Dramatic makeup. Turtleneck jacket? You're evil Luke from the Mirror Universe. I thought we'd gotten rid of you. Get out of here! So evil Luke is still a thing.
Still a thing!
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
Ah, thank you for freeing me. I was being held behind the sofa. He had me
Look, you keep
chained up
falling
there.
for his tricks.
He's very clever.
He's very clever.
There
was a box
Ellen.
that said free cookies and he trapped you in it.
Yeah, free though. Free. Are you saying if there was a box marked free cookies, you wouldn't climb inside it?
No.
Lies.
Luke, you were big enough to just take the box.
Look, it's another version of me. Of course, it's a brilliant genius. Jeez, his powers for bad. Anyway,
You've been playing a game.
Yeah, Evil Luke was kind enough to chain me up with a copy of Far Cry 5.
Hey!
The ultimate punishment. only a truly evil. No, Far Cry 5 is fine.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, let's get it out in the open right away. Like, I've read some of the reviews and I've played it for quite a long time now. I think I'm maybe like 6 or 7 hours. The map is divided into 3 bits and you sort of hit one at a time. I've been drifting around, but I've completely finished like the story for one bit of it. So
Right.
I feel like I'm fully in there, although I'm still a long way off completing it. It's not as much fun as Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4 were. I don't think the game is as good or as certainly not as like initially just gripping as those were, like especially Far Cry 3. That's
3 is...
yeah.
I think Ubisoft has a big problem with Far Cry 3 being such a good game. It's very difficult to top.
Yes.
And people will always compare it to that.
Yeah, and actually, compared to Far Cry 3, some of the stuff has been stripped back that I really enjoyed. So, for example, crafting is normally a big thing in a Far Cry game. Not really with this. You can craft stuff, but hardly anything. And when you hunt animals, the incentive is there to hunt them and track them down and take them out, but it's to get their fur, which you can then sell for quite a lot of money, and you can use that money to buy ammunition and guns and stuff. So it's a little bit...
It's not like you have to collect 3 angry badgers to turn into a purse because they're the only material for some reason that you can make into a purse.
You cannot make a purse out of non-badger skin. Any purse right will tell you. Also, your character is a deputy who's kind of like a rookie cop, which is, you know, you're still a sort of rookie, you're still a fish out of water, but it's not quite the same level as it was.
You're still a bit trained. Well, like the very early Far Cry games, you were like an
like
ex-soldier and a mercenary.
Yeah,
and then Far Cry 3, they were like, nope.
No, gap year, Jason Brody learns to kill.
And they continued that with Far Cry 4. And like, oh, you came back to like Gatter Ashes.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you're in a war now.
Ah, stab.
Watch out for rhinos.
And then down into the grass.
That's not even playing Far Cry. That's just Luke on a weekend.
It's just me LARPing in the woods. Become the jungle. Yeah, so I'm not enjoying it as much as I've enjoyed previous Far Cry games, but I don't want to be too down on it because I have played a lot of it and I have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It feels like popcorn. Nutritionally, it's not offering me very much sustenance.
Yeah.
But man, you just can't stop eating. It's fun to play.
Well, like one of the main differences is that it's like set in the US for the first time.
Yes,
What's the world like? How does that make a difference?
The world is good. I find it less fun just to be in than I have previous Far Cry environments, and maybe that's because just the part of the world that I live in, it looks a little bit more like familiar terrain that I kind of can see in the real world. Not that the terrain in like Far Cry's 3 or 4 is particularly realistic or anything, and And I don't want to slam the game for trying to do something closer to home and make a point out of that and trying to avoid the kind of exoticism and stuff that the other games have. But I'd be lying if I said I found this setting as compelling. I think maybe the world is slightly too big.
Yeah.
Maybe just in the sense that when I've got a checkpoint on a map, it takes a long old time to get there, and it feels like a little bit of a slog. The roads in the world are so busy. Like, you cannot drive for 15 seconds without a cult van coming screaming, and then everyone's shooting at you, and you're like, oh, cultists, eh? Is it? More cultists? Well, become the jungle. And you know, and stab, and you're doing all that. But, you know, even if you take them out very quickly, definitely another van will show up and they just pile up. And then suddenly you're like, oh, I've lost control of this situation. And you find yourself like avoiding the roads and trying to go through the woods, but it's hard to take a car through the woods because of trees.
Lots of trees in America,
And like in all games, trees cannot be driven through. Little ones can. It's hard to gauge which ones can, and then you're just like, oh no, the car's broken. There's a lot of running through the woods has been my experience because the roads are it just takes too long with all the hassle of enemy cultists and stuff. But the woods take a long time to traverse. Everything feels like a little bit of a slog to kind of get where you're going. However, what makes that much easier is the Fangs for hire system.
Hey.
In Far Cry 5, you can hire people to like be mercenaries and go around with you and their AI companions, but you would only do that if you're nuts, because you can also have animals who do the exact same thing. There are 3. There's Boomer, who we know about. There's Cheeseburger the bear.
Don't actually feed him cheeseburgers, because, you know, he's got the diabetes.
And then there's Peaches, the mountain lion.
What?
Yeah.
And that's the best name.
She has different colour eyes, Ellen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want a mountain
when
lion
you
friend.
get her for her loyalty mission, you have to give her lots of cat food, and you have to lay it in a little trail, and she follows it, going gom gom gom, gom 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 gom, and then she'll tear the throats out of your enemies. I very, very quickly invested my sort of perk points thing.
In the animals.
Yeah, in the one that lets me have 2 companions at once.
Right.
And I got Cheeseburger and I got Peaches, and I am unkillable. Those animals are game-wreckingly powerful.
So the animals not fight against each other?
No.
No, they're friends.
They're allies. Allies in my war. They're best friends, James, and they're allies in my war.
They're going to get married.
They're in love, James, and there's nothing that you or society can say to stop me officiating that wedding. And you're all invited. No +1, so we are trying to keep this. The budget it's tight. So Cheeseburger is a bear, that's the first thing to mention, which means that he can kill people with his bare mouth and bare hands. Yeah. And also he's an incredible damage sponge. And his sort of unique power, if you like, is that whenever he's there, people will shoot him instead of you.
Right.
So as long as you're with Cheeseburger, you're not getting shot until Cheeseburger is down and needs reviving, which rarely happens because, again, with the and the killing. So like, if you're in there with Cheeseburger, you've got no problems. Peaches, oh my word. Her sort of superpower, if you like, is that you can send her in to take out your enemies and she'll do it with stealth. You can be looking down on a camp and be like, Peaches, see that bad gentleman down there? I wish his throat was out. And Peaches is like, sneaks off. And you can just see Peaches just down there being like silent takedown, and it doesn't like trigger alertness with anyone else.
This is how we survive.
Also, when you send in your animal companions, no one connects it to you. So genuinely, and as far as I'm in the game now, I can win almost every scenario I've encountered by sending in both Peaches and Cheeseburger, and I don't have to do anything. There have been whole fights where I've not fired a shot, not even like aimed down sights or anything, because once you send Cheeseburger and Peaches in, between them there's like everyone's down, dropping like flies.
Yeah, so everyone's like, Cheeseburger, and then
meanwhile
Peaches
Peaches is like Yeah, which is really, really cool and really, really fun. But yeah, I sort of feel like maybe they are game-breakingly powerful. There have been times where I'm like, okay, can't wait to get stuck in. I'm really revved up. Can't wait to take out this encampment or something. And I'll maybe take out one guy, and then it's like, liberated. And I'm like, what? Or like 100 guys. And then Cheeseburger just waddles up, his mouth all covered in blood. And I'm like, Cheeseburger, Peaches, you two killed everyone. Sometimes I make them wait so that I can go and play the game for them.
So I can play.
So that I can be the Far Cry for 10 minutes. Although it is hard to shake this feeling that it's not working quite as well as Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4 did, like as a complete package. There are still moments where like a helicopter will come screaming at you and you just manage to get off one perfectly placed round like through the cockpit and hit the pilot, and it's like and then the whole hill's on fire. Also, I at one point I was just climbing up a hill and then a skunk came up to me and it sprayed me in the face. And I was like, you're all right, game. Because I saw it and I'd not seen the skunk before, and I was like, oh, it's a skunk. And it turned around slowly and was like, and I was like, and your vision goes all green and stuff. Also, Cheeseburger and Peaches, animal skins are worth more if you can bring them in, like, not full of bullet holes.
Yeah.
And you see something off in the distance. It's actually, the hunting's quite difficult because like animals startle and it doesn't take much for them to start to flee, unless of course you have Cheeseburger or Peaches, in which case you see them as a dot on the horizon and you're like and Cheeseburger's like just brings it down and then you're like, perfectly intact pelt. So in conclusion, get Cheeseburger, get Peaches. The game is kind of broken because they're so strong, but it's fun. It's my review.
Well, staying on Far Cry 5,
Yeah.
I'm going to be testing you on your knowledge of it
Oh boy.
with a quiz.
It's funny that in a place called Hope County, there are fanatics that believe the end of the world is coming.
So Luke, Far Cry 5 is here, and it's slightly full of bears and stealth lions.
Lovely bears.
But Far Cry, the series, is
Yeah.
so named because it's a far cry from the protagonist's world. So Luke,
Yeah.
where is the weirdest place you've ever been?
What a great question. All right. So in terms of like being out of my element and like the furthest from home,
Yeah.
I've been to New Zealand before, some of the more remote places in New Zealand. That's really cool and surreal and like lonely, or like
Yeah.
you know, getting somewhere where there's like no one else around. Like that's
Yeah.
a really like odd feeling.
Bit the Lord of the Rings.
Bit Lord of the Ringsy, and then you start to get that like, oh, what if the car ran out of petrol? I was driving around this back road in New Zealand because I was following my phone's GPS or something, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, phone's recommending a shortcut, not for me, the well-travelled road. And I went down this thing, and I was like, oh, it's one of those roads with no tarmac on it, is it? And I'm in this tiny like rental car that's not
Yeah.
like, maybe you're imagining like a Jeep or a 4x4, but like. Scale it down in your... Yeah, I was like...
Imagine Luke in a smart car.
Yeah, on this gravel path. And then the GPS signal failed and there was like a branch in the road and I was like... And the gravel was getting all slippery and it was hard to drive on. And it was absolutely fine. Like I just drove out of there and there were no problems. But
Far Cry 6.
Far Cry 6, yeah. Far Cry 6, Luke drives along a gravel path and it's fine. Also, I had the Lord of the Rings soundtrack on CD, so...
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Da-da-da, dun, dun, dun. The phone signal's gone. No, it's back. Everything's fine.
Next question requires the laptop.
Oh my gosh.
So Luke, as you discussed in your little chat about Far Cry 5,
Your little chat.
your little chat about Far Cry 5,
Yeah.
you can have animal companions.
Yeah,
Fangs for hire. Now, the one that is featured most heavily in marketing is Boomer, adorable doggo, who's absolutely adorable. He can go after guys and he can also fetch guns for you. So if you're low on ammo, he's like, ah.
Cheers, Boomer.
There you go. And he's adorable.
Spots targets as well.
Yeah.
Dead useful as
He's
Boomer.
really good, and also you can give him cuddles as well, and he licks your face, and it's adorable. So Luke,
Yeah.
I enlisted the help of Twitter and got them to send me their good doggos. So we're gonna look at some good doggos.
Yeah!
And decide whether or not you would have them on
Take
your
them to
adventure.
war. All right. Thank you guys for volunteering your dogs for my violent war
Well,
against Eden's Gate.
Didn't explicitly say that they would genuinely be taken
I think
from
it's.
you.
I think it's implied. I think it's
So
implied.
do be prepared for us to turn up at your doorstep.
Show me
Your
these
dog.
dogs.
So first up, Euro Hybrid sent. Here's my puppy Oscar.
Oscar!
Look at
Oh
his little
my
face.
gosh!
Would you take Oscar with you?
I would absolutely.
your adventure.
I would. No harm could befall Oscar, so I would take Oscar into Far Cry, but like in my backpack. And when things are about to get a little bit hairy, I'd put the backpack safely somewhere and be like, Oscar, you chill out here while I go raid. Yeah, so cute.
Okay, next up we have
Oh,
Varian has sent Freya.
Freya.
She requests tummy rubs.
Oh, wow! Look at that fluff. That's
I know,
unbelievable.
So much fun. Would you have her accompany you?
Would Freya join my war? Yeah, Freya looks like a good soldier. Yeah, absolutely, Freya.
she's-
Welcome along.
She's lovely.
Welcome to the
Then
gang.
We've also got,
Oh,
we've got
my word, wow.
a dream team of Holly and Phoebe.
Oh man.
Sent to us from Damo. Look at the fluff.
Oh.
James, you should look at them.
Got the giggle. Oh, they'd be an adorable tag team. I
Yeah, little
think.
tag team.
Can I see what you asked people to?
It just said send me pictures of dogs. It's through a video. Bam sends us Eddie. He's a 5-year-old Springer Spaniel.
Oh, look at that nose. So sweet. Hello, Eddie.
Yeah.
So cute. These are all in. They're all in.
Javivi sends, this is Wolf. He's not the best of dogs, but he does his best.
Oh. I believe it, Wolf. Oh, beautiful dog.
Lovely doggo.
Wolf.
And
Oh,
then
Bailey.
There's Bailey, who's
Bailey.
smiling from Robo.
Bailey, you're on the team.
He
You've
would
just-
charm the enemies, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Send Bailey in to like charm the guards.
Is there any criteria where a dog won't get
Well, I'll know it if I see it, but
I've just got an image of you with like one of those leads. That
yeah,
30 leads.
it'll be me running through the woods with one of those like waist
Belts.
belts things. Or like
dog
no,
octopus.
like hey, look, if they're gonna be like a war in the wilderness, they don't want to be on leashes or something. They want to be like running with me. You can run with us, and they're like also like jumping over logs or like standing on top of a rock with a silhouette like yeah into the jungle.
I like the idea that that theme tune follows you, and there's some
Oh, yeah,
guys
yeah.
at a base just like, hang
Can
on.
I? Is that the music from the end of the 90s cartoon The Raccoons? I think it might be older than the 90s. Yeah.
Doing work sends my girl Nina.
Oh, hello Nina.
She's
oh,
adorable.
man, beautiful.
She's like chilling on the couch.
Oh,
I think she'd make a
so
good
chilled
lookout.
out. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Frank and Jelly Beans sends, this is
Poppy.
Poppy.
Hey,
She is
Poppy.
a tiny dog, but very good at guarding and balks.
Oh.
So I think she'd be a good
sweet.
alarm dog for
I
one
love
of the
those
bases.
ears. That's adorable.
K-Tess sends Ludo is
Oh,
a good boy.
Ludo. Oh,
Ludo,
man.
best name as well. from
Also,
Labyrinth.
Ludo, very smartly dressed dog. Ludo's in charge of the armory. Well, he'll bark, go like, oh, but it will be as if to say, and what weapon will Sir be selecting today?
Like your Alfred.
Yeah.
Christian sends, this is Frodo. Yes, he's named after
Frodo.
Frodo from Lord of the Rings. And he's wearing a little
Frodo.
graduation cap.
Oh, okay. So Frodo clearly very intelligent, very
Yes.
smart.
So I think he'll be like on your intelligence, gathering intelligence for you.
Yeah, Frodo, you're in the gang.
Totally. And this is
Alfie.
Alfie. He's the best boy.
What a beautiful picture.
I just love that face.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That is so sweet.
So good.
Kill everyone with.
With cuteness.
Yeah.
Alfie, look at those eyes. They're beautiful. Alfie seems to be saying, "Yes, Luke, I will fight for your cause. I believe I have one more battle left in me."
Then we've got Gonzo.
Gonzo, oh,
is the
Gonzo,
best boy.
so sweet. Wow, oh, look at those
Name
teeth as well.
Yeah.
Gonzo, you're in. You're so in.
Then we've got
John! Hey, John!
I think he's a big old softie, this
Oh,
one.
yeah, I think so.
Like, he's the
Yeah.
one that's intimidating for your enemies, but
Yeah.
actually you just leave him there and he's
Yeah.
just chills.
John's the one who runs up to the cultists and they're like, ah, and drop their rifle
run.
and run. And then he's like, looking for those tummy scritches.
And then some people didn't get the message right, or like some people tried to become part of your team, Luke.
Okay.
My friend Hannah sent her cat Libby saying, "Am I good doggo?"
Well, not a good doggo, but you can still be in the squad.
Also, good cat Humphrey is sent from James.
Humphrey!
Who's going,
Ready to thumb his nose at the Father Joseph Seed and his Eden's Gate project. I
And
love it.
then finally, I'm not sure whether this one is actually a dog. I think it's just a rug. Chuck sends their pupper.
Oh, what a beautiful pupper. Oh man, I tell you what, infiltration, go in as a,
Camouflage. Oh, got a nice new rug.
Father
Lovely.
Joseph, the rug you ordered. I didn't order any rug. Fine. And now to just disarm myself and go to sleep nearby. And then, yes. Oh man, yep. Wow, you're all in.
Excellent,
Exactly.
excellent.
I'm not their master. I'm just one of the pack. The only one who can hold a bow and make phone calls and other things that are quite important.
Finally, Luke.
Yes.
So, Luke, we've already looked at a Far Cry scenario that you've been in before.
Yep.
And we've got your crack team of good doggos.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's time to create your very own Far Cry game. Okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
Luke.
My whole life's been leading up to- Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
First, a number from 1 to 5.
Just pulling the perfect number out of the ether. 2,
Okay. Again, a number between 1 and 5.
4,
Okay. And finally, another number between 1 and 5.
1.
Okay. So, Luke,
Yeah.
you are a tourist in the setting of the jungles of South America,
Whoa, cool.
and the evil villain
Yeah.
is an evil dictator.
Oh no! Wow, it's totally not my place as a tourist to just wade into that political situation. The Far Cry storytelling is going to have to do quite some legwork. Let me do it again.
Okay, so you want to, so that's
Okay.
one of the scenarios.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, James, you
James, right, we're going to create your Far Cry game.
5,
Okay, 5.
3,
Yeah.
2.
Okay, so you are the son of some rebels
Oh!
in the deep south of the USA, and the evil villain is a royal
What?
Whoa!
USA.
Oh
So
my
someone
goodness!
has set themselves up
Someone
as
has,
a monarchy.
the Queen has smuggled herself in.
Well, Luke,
Yeah.
I think we've learned lots
We've
about
learned
Far
so
Cry.
much. Yeah. If you ever
That's
find
really
yourself out in the wilds of this one particular road in New Zealand, my message to you is just keep driving because signal will return in about 5 minutes. Probably turn off the CD player. It's using extra fuel.
I think we've learned enough about
Yeah.
ourselves and our good doggos
So much.
watching the show. But now, I think we should see what everyone else has been saying
In the comments.
Last week we strapped on the PlayStation VR to try out Moss, a game in which you help an adorable mouse embark on an epic adventure. And I dealt with that about as well as you'd think.
Baby mouses. Lean in as close as you can to the baby mouses.
Oh my god, oh my god! They've got an
Do you need to, don't cry on my PSVR. You get your tears in the mechanisms. Plenty of you enjoyed watching Ellen's cuteometer reach breaking point, including Arella Jardin, who said, "Well, we lost Ellen. She's never taken that headset off again."
Hey, that's not fair. The headset came off.
That's true. As soon as the tranquilizer gun arrived from Amazon and the rest of us were able to restrain you, the headset was removed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, meanwhile, we looked at your picks of the times that DLC went way astray from the original game, resulting in downloadable content that was way beyond weird.
As we've learned from many a Halloween special of The Simpsons, everything is better with vampires in it, especially my Harry Potter fanfiction. Ron had tasted blood, and he knew that... Something else in that video struck people as weird too, Ellen. Weirdly, darkly compelling. Like Spoon of Doom, who writes, Luke starts reading from fanfiction. Ellen, no! Me, yes! 100 times yes! Oh, well, I do have some fresh material.
Luke, I don't think the world is ready. And Mick M already knows your work and thinks they know which way this is going. Ellen should have let Luke finish. Ron had tasted blood, so he died of dysentery.
It's nothing like that.
Okay then, let's hear the rest of it.
Chapter 1. McGonagall's fangs flashed in the moonlight. The hunt is on, she... Chapter 2. Sirius lowered himself into the coffin, knowing deep down that... Chapter 3.
Wait, these aren't even full sentences.
Oh, I've never written a full sentence. People always stop me halfway through.
Right. Anyway, finally, on last week's show of the weekend, you gave me a Detective Pikachu themed quiz and asked me to make up voices for some of gaming's other non-speaking characters.
Next, Senu from Assassin's Creed Origins.
I think she would...
Hello! Hello, Senu! I'm a bird!
It's pretty good.
Having to do some spying! I can see people! Bayek! There's 3 people in the sun!
Why is she not then?
Bayek, I'm freaking out!
Yes, our attempts were horribly upstaged, weren't they, Ellen? As Frost Pirate 26 knows. Andy's impression of Senu at least deserves an Oscar.
Oh, fine, here you go, Andy.
Oh my god, thanks, it's such an honour! I'd like to thank the big man. I'm talking about Horus. I'd also like to thank Bayek for all his arm is nice to sit on. Oh, and also thanks to the pyramids being all pointy and all they're a triangle.
Ellen, remember you had me draw the whole team as Kirby's?
Yeah.
Well, loads of people did fan art of the Kirby's we made. Look at what Julia Neds did.
Oh!
Isn't it cool?
It's so cute. I
Yeah.
love the colours.
Yeah, the shading's really nice as well.
Yeah.
Like if you get in real close. I think the standout here for me is your happy face.
I'm so happy shooting out a cat from my face.
It's the dream.
And the cat looks quite happy about it as well. I also like how Andy is a little shadowy because
Because he's stealthy. Well, have a look also, Ellen, at what Andrew Neil did. Ta-da! Look at that. And a bit more detail on Andy here. Yeah, he's not just a sort of puff of smoke. My favourite thing about this piece is how they've rendered me.
Yeah.
I love my little dinosaur feet.
You're right.
Yeah, it's really cute, isn't it?
I love that angry Jane and
Yeah.
the Eldritch Blouse is so cute. My little car is great.
There's more, Ellen. Look at what Tiffany Manga Girl has done. It's gone multimedia. Look, it's
Oh
us
my
in
goodness,
perla
the little
beads.
beads.
Yeah.
I love them. They're really cute.
You put them in the oven, I think, or I can't
Yeah.
remember. But look how nicely we're rendered.
So good.
It's like little mosaics.
Side-on cars. That's really like we look like genuine enemies in a Kirby
We
game.
look like genuine enemies. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? Because it's that kind of more like almost
Obviously
pixely,
That's
mosaic-y.
what those beads do.
We look like a little 8-bit.
Speaking of the beads, how's that in the art
In the
book?
how's that in the book? Don't even worry about it. Is how.
But it's really cool.
Moving
I like
on.
my hair.
Speaking of pixels, look.
Oh my goodness.
Look at what AJ Mercer has done. It's us, and we're all 8-bit. Look, Ellen, there's a little palico hanging out with you, which is good, but it's not as good as this. Archaeopteryx, 8-bit Archaeopteryx.
I think that the heights of us are quite accurate.
Yeah, that's
as
quite
well.
accurate. Yeah.
And I like
Yeah.
it's got your Charizard t-shirt.
Yeah, really
the
well done
Fury
with the
Road
detail
one,
there.
And got my Pikachu t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's good.
Much excellent art as always. Thank you so much, guys, for sending it in. We genuinely love looking at it. It gives us such a rush. It's so cool.
So many Kirby's, like so many
yeah.
of you did the
Thank
Kirby
you to
ones.
everyone
So
who
good.
sent
Thank
it
you.
in. We didn't have time to go through all of them, but we did look at all of them, and we
went,
did go at all of them. At all of them. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
So end of show of the weekend.
End of the show of the weekend.
Yeah.
But it could only be the beginning
Ooh.
of your personal adventure to come see us at a meet and greet
It's like,
at Res.
to have a fun weekend, but no, come see
No.
us.
no. Come to our show. You were like, where's Luke going with this? Oh no, he nailed it. He really brought it round. Yes, we're doing meet and greets at Res. As we mentioned last week, tickets to our live D&D show have sold out, so sorry if you didn't manage to grab one of those, but you can still come meet us and say hi.
Yeah.
Times are on screen now for when you can come and say hello. It's getting close now, isn't it, Ellen?
it
Yeah.
is.
There's a link
Super
also
close.
to buy tickets as well, so check that out, and hopefully we'll see lots of you there.
Yeah.
Right, Helen, do you have any more Twitter dogs you can show me? Because I'm kind of hooked on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, show me 'em.
Okay.
Show me 'em.
Wait, hang on. Look at the good doggos. Good doggos. There's a whole thread. I'll put a link in the description to the thread of all the good doggos. Look at the kitty.
You guys had better go. This is not going to end anytime soon.
There's a Yorkie called Chewbacca.
Oh, what?